is going on out there, peeps? All right, so there's some interesting developments going on over in Iraq. We're gonna go over those because I was talking to a friend of mine. Me and him were BSing about this, and I made some jokes about it. But it's funny. As much as you want to make fun about it, it is kind of a serious matter, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. As a quick reminder, everybody, we have a Facebook group with the same name as the YouTube channel. It is Pimpy's Investment Chat. In here, we talk about all kinds of things from gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as Iraqi dinar, Vietnam dong, Zim dollars, you name it. Come on over. It's free to join. The link is in the description. We have a second group called The Hidden Things in Front of Your Eyes. In here, we talk about, more current events, what's going on today. Also, those things that most people might call a conspiracy, 9/11, false flag events, those types of things. Anyways, here's something interesting. So, Maliki clarifies the fact that he was assigned to head the National Security Service. Am I not mistaken? Wasn't he one of the bad guys? Wasn't he one of the Iranian back puppets? You guys will know more than I do. We know Mahdi was no good, but I think Maliki was also terrible. But you'll let me know. Anyway, so he's trying to clarify something that was brought up. So a deputy for the State of Law Coalition, led by Maliki, commented today, Saturday, on the existence of a political trend to assign him to the head of the National Security Agency. Man, is that the guy you wanted to run the security agency? There's a lot of investigations that need to be going on. Mainly, like, where the hell did the money go in the Treasury? That's very interesting. This matter has so far been in the process of being discussed. The issue has not been officially released until now, without giving further details. A source in the State of Law Coalition, headed by Maliki, earlier today, Saturday, a political agreement to take over one of the coalition's deputies to head the National Security Service. There is a political trend in agreement with the Prime Minister Al-Kadhimi to assign a member of Parliamentary Security and Defense Committee and Deputy of the Rule of Law, headed by the National Security Agency. The National Security Agency is currently headed by Fayyad. In addition to the presidency of the Popular Mobilization Authority and National Security Advisor, Prime Minister Al-Kadhimi is seeking to further changes in administrative and security positions, according to the comments he made. So, yeah, there are some things coming up here, and you'll see what I'm talking about. The finance minister, the government has an integrated program to reform. So, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance Alawi confirmed today, Saturday, that the government is in the process of forming a complete and integrated program to reform and advance the economy. This is what we like to hear, of course. We can think of a way to help that. Alawi, according to the official agency, the program will be presented to the House of Representatives during the next 3 months, and it will be comprehensive, pointing out that the plans in the program will address all sectors of the economy and productive and service sectors. He added the program included enhancing state revenues from other sources. They need to do that, such as customs, taxes, direct and halting waste, and will, as the process is dismantling the economy, stressing that the government will strengthen private sector's activities because the growth will provide jobs and increase local production. That's what I've been talking about now for the past 4 months. Okay, so this is good news. The Kurdistan Democrats, a settlement program, and 100,000 barrels will ensure that the matters are resolved between Baghdad and Erbil. Let's hope it is, because that's one of the big things we need to check off our list. The deputy of the Kurdistan Democratic Party confirmed on Saturday that preparing the Kurdistan region for a settlement program to receive its dues from the central bank and also deliver 100,000 barrels of oil will be enough to solve the outstanding issues between the two parties, noting that committee will be formed between the region's governments and the center government soon to search in the administrative or joint coordination between Peshmerga forces and the Iraqi army. The central government increased the ceiling of its request as a way to pressure the Kurdistan regional government. So if the region is handed over maybe 100,000 barrels, this will be a step forward to enhance confidence between the two parties. We return to the oil and the financial files, and we made plans for the settlement. We need this to get done, you guys. Everything seems like on the cusp and it's getting ready. I still believe that all this will be taken care of before al-Kadhimi makes his way over to the United States. So a political agreement to assign national security is the same thing we just talked about this above, about Maliki's position. I'm just curious what you guys think about that anyways. So this is a video from Malawi. I'll play it in a little bit. It's about a minute long, but it talks about some of the things we touch bases on. So here we go again. An American advisor, we will support al-Kadhimi air and intelligence in any war against militias. That's what we want to hear, and I think it's going to be needed, and I'll show you why here in a minute. Former military advisor to the United States Department State for the Middle East confirmed on Saturday that Iraq's Prime Minister al-Kadhimi has shown his seriousness in confronting any armed elements who stand against the state's authorities, indicating that the United States is ready to support al-Kadhimi air and intelligence in any war he leads against militias and element outlaws. Good. This is what we want to hear. We were just talking about this. The fact that, al-Kadhimi needs to start draining the swamp, man. He needs to start cracking lacking over there. And that includes, he's got to get rid of his pesky, what do you want to call them, insurrectionists? You know what I mean? We got him over here. We got Antifa over here. We got Black Lives Matter. He's got his own version of that he's dealing with over there. So, yeah, the United States is going to be lending him a hand whenever he needs it. So that's a good thing, of course, and that's expected. This is what we're going to do to make sure that there is some stability, in my opinion, being restored over in the Middle East in general. Iraq plays a big part of that, and that's one thing that people don't talk a lot about. Besides the fact that they're going to be the gateway to the Middle East in terms of trade. We definitely want to make sure they're also the linchpin for making sure that there's peace in the Middle East. Okay, so I wanted to get to this article because here it is. Just what happens when you drain the swamp in Iraq. You got those who resist. Maliki, Ameri, and Khazali, Khazali speeches will be semi-standard in attempts to dismiss al-Kadhimi. What? On Saturday, a political source revealed that the Shiite forces are negotiating to study the possibility of dismissing the government of Prime Minister al-Kadhimi. He just got in there. This sounds familiar. They must be backed by George Soros as well. Negotiations are underway within some of the Shiite forces to study the possibility of dismissing the government, as the next steps would be to negotiate with the Sunnis and Kurds to agree in exchange for being lured by quotas. The source pointed out, there is little hope of sacking al-Kadhimi, and the master of the game is the head of the Al-Fatah Alliance, Ameri, and the head of the State of Law of Coalition, Maliki. The sources, who prefer not to be named, Maliki told is the closest relative to Ameri and the Secretary General, and their speech will be almost unified in the coming period. So I'm hoping this is just a translation issue and that they're not really saying what I think they're trying to do, and that is interfere or get in the way of what al-Kadhimi is trying to achieve and start looking for excuses to remove the government that was just put in there. So this is going to be interesting. If that's the case, then what I'm hoping happens then is that the president gets with al-Kadhimi and they dissolve the parliamentary and just move immediately into elections. People voted in for the people, by the people. That's what we want to see. I'm hoping this is really some type of translation errors, but it seems to me now you got the Shiite forces are trying to team up with the Sunnis and the Kurds, and they're trying to figure out a way to dismiss the government of al-Kadhimi. This guy's trying to get everything rocking and rolling. He's trying to get the sovereignty restored in Iraq. But see, it just goes to show you there are some people out there who actually profit from all of the negativity, from the people suffering. I mean, we got it here in our own country. You could see it. There's a group of people, we all know who they are, that won't do a damn thing to help the people. They won't pass no laws. They won't support no laws. They just sit there all day and pay lip service and make false accusations. what happens is this puts the government in stalemate. Nothing gets done. Just so they could point back and go, nothing was done. Because you're not helping at all. That's what's, if he has a way to remove that hurdle, I'm talking about academia, of course. If he has a way to remove that hurdle, then I think he should entertain it. If these guys actually do try to do something to dismiss his government, that's not what we want. We've been making a lot of progress forward, and everything is looking good. Okay, so I told you I was going to play this video. It's a short video. It's about a minute long. I wanted you to hear what this here is Alawi saying. Super quick here. And yes, it's in Farsi, but you can see down below it's translated this time.
أكيد احنا الآن في صدد تكوين برنامج كامل ومتكامل لإصلاح الاقتصاد العراقي والنهوض بهذا الاقتصاد. وهذا البرنامج راح يقدم إلى مجلس النواب خلال 3 أشهر القادمة وراح يكون شامل. فالخطط موجودة وراح تتطرق إلى كل القطاعات مع الاقتصاد العراقي، كل القطاعات الإنتاجية والخدمية. أبرزها هو أن نعزز إيرادات الدولة من مصادر أخرى مثل من مصادر الجمارك، مصادر الضرائب المباشرة، وقف الهدر، وأيضا بعملية فك الخنق على الاقتصاد العراقي راح نعزز ونقوي نشاط القطاع الخاص. عندما ينمي القطاع الخاص راح تنمي أيضا فرص العمل والإنتاج المحلي راح يزيد.
All right. So this is everything we've been talking about. It's everything I've been saying in the videos, that Iraq has to get away from just relying so much on just oil. They need other forms of revenue to come in. This is what he's saying. He's saying that, under Al-Kadhimi, who condemned the Mahdi because he didn't focus on other sectors to be developed. In this case, you can see there is a lot of serious steps being taken forward to just do that, making sure that Iraq has other sources of income. So again, when it comes to Iraqi dinar, the stronger the economy becomes, the stronger the dinar comes, the more valuable it becomes as well. And again, for those of you who are interested, like I am, there's also a lot of interest for me in a lot of long-term projects that are over there in Iraq. Anyways, that's it for now, you guys. And if you haven't already, hit the like button. And if you haven't already, please subscribe, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. All right, you guys, I'll catch you later. Bye.